Oh boy, it's Sunday at 6:30. You know what it's time for. I don't even have to pretend. Who know exactly what's going on. Oh, we got Sophie in the chat. What's up, Sophie? Drop a booyah if you feel so inclined. We're gonna get noisy in here. It's time for DP Sundays at 6:30. Maybe Sunday at 6:30. There's noisy in the chat. And now it's all about letting her enter our mainframe. We got a lot to talk about. It was a Thanksgiving break. This is the Thanksgiving special. Booyah from Sophie. Yes, we love to see it. Oh yeah, baby. It feels like it's fucking 11:59 outside because it's so fucking dark, but it is barely after 6, folks. And I got some dogs in the oven. More on that later. How are you, Sophie? What's going on? We're being plagued by the ghost of Thanksgiving past, as Noisy is once again having trouble getting in, but that's okay. We're letting the people arrive. You got to build the suspense for Noisy. You don't. Everyone wants to see D immediately. You got to build it. Oh, you finally moved. You found a place. Did you get that rooftop? That rooftop was beautiful. Yeah. This is a new segment on DP. It's where I catch up with Sophie in the first few minutes while I make some dogs, while the dogs are cooking in the oven. Beautiful, the rooftop. A rooftop in DC. Unreal. I really can't believe it. Oh, yeah, we'll go ahead and accept that request. That looks like a request worth accepting. Oh! And there's a living room. There she is. Wow.
Here I am.
Holy fucking shit. It's almost as if it's DP Sundays at 6.
Oh, I think it is DP Sundays at 6:30.
Sundays at 6:30. That's right. That's right.
It would have been in sooner, but I got your request as I was in the bathroom.
Well, I could have pushed it a little bit. I've tried something new. This is the Thanksgiving special, and I was making part of the Thanksgiving dinner. I was making my classic pigs in a blanket.
Oh, classic pigs in a blanket. He was going hog wild with the pigs in a blanket.
It's a signature dish. No one beats my pigs in a blanket. But now I'm trying them in biscuit dough.
Oh,
how about that? Biscuit dough.
He's upgraded.
Could be good. Maybe I should have used sausages, but it's still hot dogs.
Are you just using the one hot dog that you had left?
No, I got some more hot dogs.
I see.
Hot dogs, loaded up you can actually use this. They're a dime a dozen. They're so cheap. You can get hot dogs for 5 cents.
That's what I call a canine's dozen. Is one dog times 12.
Yeah, well, hopefully there's no drug sniffing dog around, because after a few jeebs, I'm ready for these pigs in a blanket.
Hey,
folks. Well, it's legal in Virginia now, kind of, I suppose.
Yeah, what is it? It's legal to grow, and that's about it.
You can grow it. You can it's like possession under a certain amount. I don't know what the amount is, but selling it's illegal still. You cannot sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotcha.
What is it in Philly? Medicinal?
I think it's just medicinal in Philly. It's legal in Jersey. It is not legal in Pennsylvania. But I think they're still doing if you have a note from your doctor saying you can blaze up.
Yeah, if you've got testicular cancer, you can get stoned all day.
You can go Randy Marsh on the ass of the Philly medical system.
That's right. That's exactly right.
That's exactly right.
Well, there's no guest today. We're just going to do an El Clasico here, but we got a lot to talk about. I just saw you for fucking 5 days.
Oh, yeah. Me and our producer, Samantha Paget, were down in Virginia for a good part of last week. Tuesday
Most
to
of last
Saturday,
week.
baby.
Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a
Tuesday to
real
Saturday.
stretch.
Yeah, that's like 5 days.
That's right. It's 5 days or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, we took the fucking Flix bus down and the Flix bus back up.
Now tell me about this Flixbus experience, because I've got my my miles racked up. You know what I mean? I'm a Flixbus guy.
Oh yeah, we know you're very versed in flicking it.
Was this your first Flix? That's
This
all
is
I
our
do
first
is
Flix.
Flix it. I
All you do
flix
is
the
flick, flick,
bean.
flick. That seems like a deep flicks right there. It really flicks on me there.
It's a deep flicks. Yeah, I like to flicks on them. And I'm talking about my bead. I'm talking
Yeah.
about public masturbation.
I was more versed in bussy than buses for this trip, so it was an experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, anything crazy happened? Anything hog wild happened on the bus trips?
The
'Cause I
trip
haven't-
down
I kinda talked
was
to
not
Trevor-
that
Trevor
hog
today.
wild. The most hog wild thing we had. Say that again.
Hold on.
You were
It
freaking
cut
up
out
on
a
me.
little bit. What are you saying?
It's like an analog horror video.
Oh my god, are you back? I think you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I guess we're gonna
Wow.
play the game of. I guess we're gonna play the game of whose audio got cut out when this is finally downloaded on your part.
Yeah, Bezos is always trying to fuck our asses on the show, and that's why soon
Bezos.
we'll be colonizing the Twitch. We're gonna steal everyone's land. Open Thanksgiving.
gonna Opa Thanksgiving style. We are gonna mine so hard on Twitch you wouldn't believe. Mine for likes, shares, subscribers, follows, maybe even some of those goofy coins that they drop every now and then.
Yeah, we're gonna come in with tokens and look like we're coming in peace, but we're not. We're coming to take over the entire landscape.
Yeah, y'all think it's Polkadot? Y'all think it's Chainlink? Y'all think it's fucking Avalanche that's gonna be hitting big? No, we're coming in with Hog Coin, baby.
Twitch lets you give people a blankets and a couple beads now, and that's what we're gonna give everyone on Twitch.
That's what I've been aspiring to do. Is move from.
Am I hearing reviews
That's
saying
what-
this is the best episode ever already? Okay. Wow. That's pretty nice.
In the spirit of in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we're calling ourselves colonizers.
Isn't that what
I
it's
think this
all
is the
about?
best-
Celebrating colonizing?
This is the best PR stunt we could have pulled, Paige.
I thought that was the reason for the
Interest is skyrocketing.
I'm confused. Is that not what it's all about? Anyway. These
So,
don't look bad,
anyway.
right? With fucking biscuits?
Wait, should we? Ooh,
With biscuits?
those are good, dude.
Little, come on, it's flaky.
Little bicky.
Yeah.
Have you taken a bite yet?
Well, no. You want me to do a live taste test on the show?
Give us a live taste.
I read an article. It was on 4chan, but I read an article and they said people love it when you talk about colonization and eat on a podcast. So we're gonna do that.
Check and mate. What's the verdict?
It's pretty good.
You thinking biscuit or crescent?
Ooh. You know, I might lean towards biscuit. It was just as easy to make. You just
Ooh, hot take.
you just wrap dough over a hot dog.
Yeah.
If you replace the hot dog with sausage, we might be serving something new at Paige's Jake House. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, little addition to the menu. In addition to rail whiskey and a very well done steak.
Yeah, whiskey, steak, and we have some pigs in the blanket sometimes.
And you can only pay in hog coin. You cannot use
Yeah, we do not accept USD at all.
You have to buy into our own currency set up on the Pigs in a Blanket blockchain.
That's right. That's right.
Biscuit it
Anyway,
is.
you were telling a story about the bus. I didn't mean to cut you off here. I'm gonna eat over you, but
You're literally eating over me on my end because on the Instagram video, your video's above mine.
I know. And down there, you look like a Japanese porn to me. I can't see anything you got going on. Oh my god! I hope it's clear on the YouTube there, because holy fuck,
I look like I'm saying "ara."
it's just all pixelated.
Show me the picking up blanket, Oni-chan. All right. So anyway, Flixbus. So the getting down there, we had gotten seats, and on Paget's, I was the one who bought the tickets. So when I bought our tickets, I bought it so that the seat next to Samantha's would be hers. So that basically what I was thinking was she would have 2 seats, and then I just booked a ticket for a separate seat, thinking, well, if she's got both of those seats, then I can get out of paying the little extra to save my own or to book us next to each other, and I can just sit next to hers, and
Right.
we're guaranteed to travel next to each other.
You're
We
trying
get on
to-
this
you're
fucking
trying to game
bus,
the Flix
and
bus.
it is packed.
I hate when you walk onto a packed bus. I hate it.
Yeah. And so her seat had not been taken, but my plan backfired hard because somebody else had gotten the seat one way or the other. And so I ended up having just to find another seat. So we did this for like down to DC, I'd say. So for like 2.5 hours, we were just texting each other on opposite ends of this bus.
Oh my
We had-
god, that's so brutal.
Yeah, we had a shared Spotify playlist that was synced up, and so like we would like add songs to it back and forth. We would like talk about. She'd be like, "Oh, this is brutal," like the guy next to me or something like that.
It's good for
And
two
so, like-
ladies to be synced up.
It is. It was good for us to be on that wavelength, and on that
That's right.
wavelength we were.
That's good. I'm
So we get
happy
to
hear it.
DC. So we get to DC. The bus empties out a little bit, and then I jumped to the back of the bus, and like we got to sit next to each other for the rest of the trip. And nothing really hog wild happened on that one. The ride back up from Richmond to Philly, though, boy, let me tell you,
Hog
I
Wild?
mean, hog wild, dude, fucking hog wild,
God,
unreal.
gotta hear about it. Yeah. This is so no guest, but you think we weren't gonna deliver on a Hog Wild story? This is D with a Hog Wild Flixbus story.
We got a
It
hog
doesn't
wild
get more Hog
Flixbus
Wild
story.
than a packed Flixbus.
Flixbus, brought to you by Mania and people yelling. So, spoiler for people who don't know about this, and I'm guessing none of you do. Paige was there to see us off on the bus to go back to Richmond.
Yeah.
We stop, bus
Little,
pulls up.
little exclusive.
Yeah, a little little DLC. In case you didn't know, Paige was there at the bus stop with us as we were leaving.
That's a little Easter egg for this story.
Yeah,
If you didn't
a little bit
know,
of fan
I was actually
service.
standing there watching while you guys got on the bus.
We like to call that DLC.
Yeah,
Or rather,
we only did it for the show.
DPLC.
If it was a show and they came to visit, I'd be like, all right, see you. We only did it for the show.
We only did it for the show, folks. This is an exclusive, breaking on DP right now. Paige was there at the bus stop that we took from Richmond to Philadelphia. And that's a little DPLC for you.
DPLC, yeah, that's right.
So, like, Paige, you were there. You remember how that guy who got out to check people's tickets was just, like, yelling his head off, right?
Yeah, he was not happy because it seemed like a couple people didn't really know how to pull up their tickets. A couple people didn't have their QR codes. There was a guy talking to us. He was like, "Hey man, hey, do you know how to do this?" And we were like, pull up the QR code." And he's like, "I don't have that. I have a PDF file." And we were like, "Yeah, I don't really know, man. If you have a PDF file, I've always used the QR code."
Yeah, the QR code, for those people who don't know about Flixbus, the QR code is what they scan to get you onto the bus.
That's the golden ticket.
So
You're not getting on
if
that
you
bus
don't have
without a
that-
QR code. That's the
Yeah.
golden ticket. You'll never
That's the
get to
golden
walk
ticket.
around.
If you don't have that, you're not going to visit the chocolate factory. Let's just put it that way. So
Yeah.
there were people who were getting on this bus who apparently had never done a Flixbus before. And I'm not just referring to me and Samantha. At least we had the common sense to know it's concert rules. You pull up the PDF with the QR code, you scan it, you get on the fucking thing.
Well, it's the weekend after Thanksgiving, so a lot of people are using it. Not everyone's going in the middle of fucking February like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there were a lot of people using it, and a couple people were losing it too because they were having trouble getting on that bus. And the guy did not speak English very well, so he wasn't really doing a great job explaining it. And he was also very hostile about something.
He was mad. He was not.
He
happy.
was angry. He was like yelling, and the only thing he was yelling that we could make out was your seat number. He was very adamant about people like with their seat number, like sticking to it. But you couldn't really tell what he meant with it because, like, once we got on the bus, and it was the same fucking thing. Like, Samantha had her seat, and because of our experience coming down, we didn't know how anal people were going to be about sitting in the seat that was on their ticket. So
right.
we just decided to go fuck it and sit next to each other and see what happens. We get on the bus.
Of course.
That happens. Other people get on the bus. It's not very crowded coming up from Richmond. And we just think, okay, if it's going to work like last time, we're probably not going to have to worry about anybody making a fuss.
Yeah.
It'll just go to DC, and then from DC, it'll go to Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So that was our base assumption. People take their seats on the bus, lights go out, guy gets in the thing, and then just starts driving. And we're on the road. It's smooth sailing from there. Once we get on the road, we realized just how much our base assumptions had been incorrect. Because without even getting out of Richmond, we already make another stop to pick up other people at a different Richmond stop.
Oh, no.
So already, any assumptions we could make about how Flixbus actually operates are just falling out the window.
Yeah.
They stop there, and again, like, people start getting on. And we start playing the game of, are we going to have to talk to somebody who comes back and wants to sit in 10B, which is a seat I'm sitting in. Again, it's just like the trip down. Samantha's seat is good. Her seat matches her ticket number, so I'm sitting there just thinking, all right, what's going to fucking happen when somebody comes back and realizes that 10B is occupied?
Yeah.
So people get on the bus.
The answers, Flix changes the fucking questions.
They do. If they don't like what's being talked about, they change the conversation, baby.
Yeah, Flix is a fickle mistress.
Flix is a fickle mattress, I'll tell you what.
It's Flixel.
It's Flix. It's Flixelated, baby. So we're on this bus, and like it's filled up to about half capacity now. And again, like we just wait. We're sitting there, holding our breath. Lights go off in the bus,
nice.
Which means that it's hitting the road. So again, we're just like we breathe. Yeah, we breathe a sigh of relief. We hit the road, and everything's good until we get to DC.
Oh boy!
And then things start to get shaken up a little bit.
When the fucking politicians get involved.
Yeah, in the city of politics, we start running into red tape. So we get up to DC.
And all of a sudden, the ticker tape arrives.
So we get to DC, and that's when we run into the fucking ticker tape of Flixbus. So about half the bus empties out. And I should point out, too, that, like, all of these stops have, like, set departure times. The guy has not, like, had any, like, consistency. First of all, he's been driving like a maniac, like stopping and starting. Yeah, so like stopping and starting every time we're in the city. So like my stomach is already churning by the time we get to DC. Like I'm feeling nauseous as hell.
This guy stinks. I hate him.
Yeah, he's got like he's got his like foot on the brake. Like he brakes every little bit. So like I'm just rocking back and forth in my seat as we're going up the road. And like even on the highway, he's doing this, and it's just like he's driving like a fucking maniac. Swerving on the highway a little bit. Nothing where it's like too dangerous where he's going in between lanes, but it's like we can feel the bus. We can feel the fucking bus swerving, and then every time we get into the city, he just stops and starts. So like the bus keeps shaking. So I'm just like sitting in my seat like this the whole fucking time. So we get to DC, and I should point out that like at the stop we got on, he was parked in the Richmond stop for like 15 minutes max. Sure. And then 9 o'clock rolls around and he hits the road. He gets to the next Richmond stop, is there for like maybe 10 minutes or so, and then hits the road again, like at whenever the time is the bus is supposed to leave. We get to DC. He sits there for 25 fucking minutes waiting for people to get on. And it's just like, we don't know when the fucking departure time is going to be. So, like, we get, like, half the bus leaves.
Well, I think sometimes they have an amount of tickets that they should be picking up, and they're like, oh, like, most people aren't here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Because, like, Samantha and I, like, looked at each other, and Samantha said, I think we should be good. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people here. Yeah. And there wasn't a lot of people there for, like, 10 minutes.
Right.
And then
he waited.
It's like, yeah, so like we get into DC around 11. 11:10 rolls around. Like a lot of people, about half the bus has gotten off, and nobody has really gotten on the bus. So we're thinking we're probably in the clear again. We're not going to run into any issues. 11:11 rolls around or thereabouts, and the bus starts filling up, and it starts like really filling up. Like people are getting on it.
Oh my god!
And we start playing that game again of, you know, how long are we going to have to do this before somebody comes back, and like, are they going to be mad that I'm sitting in their seat?
Right,
you know, could I talk my way out of this? And the guy clearly has not, he's only been concerned about people sitting in their proper seats before they get on the bus. Once they're on the bus, he hasn't been giving a fuck because people have been like switching seats. There was a guy who changed seats like 3 times while the bus was going from Richmond to DC.
Well, all the ones
I've taken, I've never had them ask my specific seat. They're always just like, "Hey, you got your like reference number with the QR code."
Yeah, exactly.
I've never
like
had them be like, "Oh, A2, that's where you got to go." It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like nobody's been hard-lined about the seating thing, but we're sitting there, and you know, people start filling in. And people, apparently, the ones who were getting on the Flix bus have never actually ridden a Flix bus before. Because they start looking for their exact seating thing. And the way this guy is yelling at people getting on the bus, I'm guessing that he's not helping their insecurities about this.
Yeah.
So, like, people are getting on, and you can kind of see them, like, looking around a little bit, trying to find their spots. Some of them find the spot they're supposed to be sitting in. And then we start seeing a lot of people look at their place. There's usually somebody sitting in the place that they're looking at. And then they start looking for another seat.
Right,
you know, like
no
not
one
making
wants to say anything. Yeah, no one wants to be like, hey, I think you might be in. It's like, fuck it, I'm just looking for a different seat.
Yeah, exactly. And like this works pretty fine because like it's groups of like 1 and 2, so like nobody's really like making an issue. There's this one guy who gets on and looks at the seat, and it happened to be the seat that the guy who had changed seats 3 times was sitting in. And he was like, hey man. The guy like sits up because he was like asleep or something, like moves his duffel bag, and the other guy was like, I'm supposed to be sitting in this seat, but I'm going to sit in this one. If they tell me to move back, I'm just letting you know I'm going to sit next to you. So already people are starting to make like deals on the Flix bus of what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's great. There's bartering.
And the other guy just kind of looks at him and is like, okay, what the fuck ever, man. The guy like sits like 2 seats in front of him too. Dude, it was hilarious. It was like, okay, you didn't need to really move that far, I guess. He was acting like he was going to sit on the other side of the bus, and he just sat like 2 seats away from where he was supposed to sit. So like the bus is starting to fill up, and people are starting to get some confusion because nobody's really following the rules anymore. Nobody like cares about what their seat is, but some people really do care. And then a family of 6 gets on the bus. And they go to the spot where their seats are.
Family of 6. Fuck you.
A family of 6.
Fuck you.
Gets on the Flix bus.
Oh my god, I hate that. A family of 6.
They come back and guess where they're.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Like the clock's ticking. It's almost 11:30. A family of 6 gets on the Flix bus, and their seats are supposed to be the seats that are right in front of Paget and me.
Right in
they
front?
have those 2 seats. Yeah, right in front of where me and Paget are sitting.
Right,
so
right
like,
in front's good.
Yeah, so like we're like watching this whole exchange go down of like they're trying to negotiate with the people who are sitting there already.
Fuck you.
To be like, yeah, exactly. It's like, excuse me, these are our seats. They go back and they talk to the people first. And like some of the people are nice about it. They start shuffling around. But a couple people don't really want to move. And at that point, you see, like, we saw, like, a couple of them go up to the bus and talk to the bus driver. And then we just hear shouting from the front of the bus where he's just like, you sit in your assigned seat. You sit in your assigned seat. He doesn't go back and, like, help them get their seat or anything. He just yells at them from the bus. Yeah, exactly. Like, he'll yell at them, like, all day, but he's not going to go back and, like, get people to move out of their seats. So, like, they go back to the spot, and it's the guy from earlier, the guy who, like, had moved seats, like, 3 times in the course of the thing. He's sitting there taking up 2 seats. And then, like, he starts, like, looking around confused, kind of like, do I really have to move? Like, can't you just sit somewhere else?
Yeah.
And then the guy 2 seats up from him, who was supposed to sit next to him, goes, oh, yeah, you should probably move your seat, man. And then he starts saying, it's like, I mean, I'm supposed to be sitting in that one right there, but you can sit there if you want to. And it's just like, he starts pulling some bullshit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so now it's like, this is clearly starting to cause problems for people. I should mention at this point that, like, before the family of 6 had gotten on, there was a guy who walked back to where me and Samantha were, and we were just looking at our phones, like, trying to, like, play it off in case anyone was going to say something. And the last thing we heard him say audibly was just like, well, there's someone in 10B, so I guess I'm going to find another spot. 10B was the seat I was sitting in, so I was just like, well, I'll take care of that.
Fuck you, asshole.
All right. So there's this drama with the family of 6. The family of 6 gets
Alex
seated.
makes a great point in the chat. If the mode of transportation you can afford is a bus, you're allowed to have 1 kid. Who are you having 4 kids? Fuck you.
Well, I should point out too, like, it was a family of 6, I said, but, like, it was a mom, a dad, I think, like, 2 kids who were kind of older, and then it was a granddad. Like,
and a that's a weird vibe.
Yeah, it was like a granddad, and I think, like, his wife was with them too. So, like, yeah, it was definitely, like, there were 3 generations in this family that were traveling by Flix bus from D.C. to, I guess, New York.
But you know what? That makes it worse. That makes them bigger assholes, because it's like, hey, I get the couples want to sit together. Like, the kids are older. It's only reasonable for them all to want to sit together if it's 6 kids. You know what I mean? Like, you can't not sit with the kids. But it's like, fuck you. You want to sit with your wife? You're 90. Shut up. Find a seat, asshole.
Well, it was this thing too of, like, they had gotten on the bus at a really unfortunate time, because, like, if they had gotten there, like, a couple minutes earlier, they wouldn't be having this problem. They could probably just find like 6 other seats. But, like, when they got there, it's like people had already started to carve up the bus.
Fuck them.
When they had gotten there, like, people had already started to, like, carve up the bus seating and, like, start to pick their different spots, and it was kind of like Swiss cheese, where, like, people were definitely grabbing the seats that they wanted to and being like, oh, I guess no one else is going to come, not knowing that the bus is probably going to fill up, like, at some point.
They're completely throwing off the ecosystem of this bus. The bus is all about the natural ecosystem that evolves over the couple of hours that you're on it.
It's a delicate balance. It's a delicate balance.
It's not fair for these 6 to be introduced all at once. And I blame them completely. I really do.
Blame
Fuck them.
You blame a very meek and modest family who's just trying to sit together for trying to keep their family together on the bus.
They're all basically adults. You have to understand that you don't get to sit together. You know what I mean? If it's little kids, okay, you know, maybe. But you're causing a scene. It's grandparents. It's 16-year-olds. It's a mom and dad. Sit your ass down.
Strong words from Paige.
Find 2 seats the kids can sit next to each other. Other than that, 4 assholes.
Paige says, break up families on buses.
I'm saying not little kids. Not little kids, but 2 16-year-old kids? Fuck you.
Paige says families should be torn apart once they get onto buses. They should be reshuffled and never seen together again.
That's not what I'm saying.
Paige is as cold as ice. He is willing to sacrifice, just like he is not willing to sacrifice the security of our borders and our buses.
Yeah.
This is one for the books, dude. We're having some hot takes on this one.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, so this is not even
so arrogant to be like, we should get to sit next to each other. No, you shouldn't. You know what I mean?
I mean, especially for a Flix bus. I mean, the bar is low for a Flix bus as it is. Like,
the bar is low, and it's not kids that can't fend for themselves. You know what I mean? They're older. When you say older, what do you mean?
Yeah, they definitely weren't infants, that's for sure.
I'm saying, are we talking 11 or 12, or are we talking 16, 17?
We're talking like 16, 17. Like they're teens.
They can sit
They're
next to
teens.
each other without the parents. Come on. One parent with each kid. That's what I'll give you. One parent with each kid. But the grandparents can shut their fucking mouths. They don't need to sit next to each other.
Dude, the granddad too. He looks like such a fucking like Teamster ass guy.
I'm willing
like
to say one parent with each kid. That's the compromise I'll make.
Paige and his one child policy over here. Really doing wonders for the nation.
For a 2-hour period of time? Yeah. I'm pro separating families.
Damn, dude, I didn't know you were such an adamant statist. Jesus. Paige supports an autonomous state that is willing to treat its citizens like meat and cattle.
Oh man.
I haven't even gotten to the real hog wild part of the story.
It's already
This is
crazy,
like
though. I hate this family so much.
Yeah, the stress has mounted on this bus. Like this bus in the span of 2.5 hours has gotten incredibly stressful for us. Because we're thinking it's like the worst that we're gonna have to deal with is somebody gets mad and then I have to sit somewhere else. Like, and that's not the end of the world.
Right.
So the bus fills up. I should say, like it gets to around like 11:25, and the bus is supposed to be leaving. The clock says like 11:23, 11:24.
Okay.
The driver has already been kind of like playing fast and loose with how long he's been at the previous stops.
Sure.
And like I don't know, like what his
really early.
Yeah, he was at our he was supposed to get there at like 11:55, and he like got there at no, not 11, 8. He was supposed to be there like
8:30. Yeah, he got there like
he got there like 8:30, and he was supposed to get there at 8:55. So like he's definitely been treating time as a social construct and interpreting it liberally. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So the bus, from what I heard from other people who were on there, the bus is supposed to leave Washington D.C. at 11:25.
Okay.
My phone, when I checked it, said like 11:23, 11:24.
Okay, all right.
The driver at that point closes the door, and as he's closing the door, people start saying, "Dude, there's somebody outside the bus. He needs to get on."
Oh, boy.
So like, the driver is not listening to the people in the bus. Like, somebody says this, and then a couple other people pick it up of like, dude, open the door. There's a guy out there. Let him on.
They're rallying.
He's got a ticket. Let him on.
Yeah.
And so, like, Samantha and I did not see, like, if there was a guy actually out there. But somebody apparently had pulled up into the lot, was trying to get onto the bus.
Sure.
And the driver had shut the door and was just parked in the DC parking lot.
Okay.
And so the people on the bus start getting louder. They keep going, dude, open the fucking doors. Like, There's a guy outside, like, let him on. He's supposed to be riding the bus. And then at like 11:24, the driver just shuts off the lights and drives out of the parking lot. And as soon as he does that, like, a bunch of the people on the bus just start going, dude, open the fucking door. We're not supposed to leave yet.
Holy shit.
We get out of the parking lot onto the road, and the guy, like, people in the bus are like furious at this point because this guy has already been like an asshole to everybody who's had to get on this thing. He's been shouting about like seat numbers and not really doing anything about it.
Yeah.
And he's just been very unpleasant to deal with.
Yeah.
He's also been a really shitty driver, like just like driving kind of like a maniac with this bus. And so like at this point, the people in the bus are just like furious with him.
Sure.
And so like he gets a little bit onto the road and they're like, open the fucking door, man, open the door, he needs to get on the bus. And the driver starts shouting back at people on the bus of like, we leave on time, and the clock had not hit like 11:25, so he's definitely leaving early, if only by a minute. He's definitely leaving early. But this guy was trying to get on the bus, and people are just like yelling, open the doors, he has a ticket, let this guy on the bus.
Yeah, all he's got to do is open the door. It's like, fuck off.
All he's got to do is open the door and scan the guy's ticket, and he's good to go. But like everyone on the bus is just like, they're furious at this guy. So like the entire bus is yelling at the bus driver. the bus driver is yelling back at everybody on the bus. And then as soon as the bus gets on the road, he pulls onto the road and drives away, leaving this guy like back at the lot.
So
and everybody on the bus is just like, that's fucked up, man.
God damn, he actually left him?
He actually left him. He actually left him at the stop.
Holy shit. Now that is cold as ice.
Yeah, he left him at the fucking stop. And like, so from here, we get on the road again. And the guy is just like, if he was in a bad mood when we left Richmond, he's in a much worse mood now because the driving starts to get even choppier going towards Philly. Like he's really being heavy-footed with the fucking brake pedal now, and it's just like
heel turn from this guy.
Yeah, this is a fucking heel turn. Like every time we have to get into a city, like he just like is stopping and starting, like really making the bus jerk like back and forth.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and it's just like, so me and Samantha are sitting there, and we're just like, okay, well, let's just get to Philly. Like, once we get to Philly, we can get off the fucking bus, and this thing will be over with.
Yeah.
And that would have made this story a little too simple, because we had one more stop. We had to get to fucking Baltimore first. So, of course, we can't just go from D.C. to Philly now.
Oh, my God.
The dude, like, has to make a fucking...
Packed. The bus is already a tuna can about to explode. And they're just going to cram some more tuna in there.
Yeah, exactly. The bus already has to make a fucking stop in Baltimore.
Some Baltimore.
And like, a few people get off the bus, but for the most part, it's still most of the people that got on in DC. And it's still most of the people who saw this guy fucking leave a dude in the DC parking lot.
Yeah, that guy's because not fucking around.
Yeah, he was driving away before he was supposed to leave, and he would not open the door. Like, it would have been... yeah, it would have been.
The review,
dude. It would have been
just so like, oh my.
Yeah,
God.
it would have been one thing. It would have been one thing if this dude had like, been on the road and the guy was like rushing out from the lot. Like I could get that, like missing a bus that's just leaving the parking lot.
He's not in the lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but no lie, this dude was parked in the Flix bus parking lot in DC.
Oh,
he was parked there for like a good minute with the door closed. And the guy was trying to get on, and the people on the bus were telling him to open the door. And it was with that time that he just shut the stuff off and pulled out of the fucking parking lot.
That sounds like something from like The Dark Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was.
That's the vibes Flix buses give me. Remember when fucking? I think it's the Joker has like the fucking building full of people, and then he has like the train car that's like full of prisoners.
Yeah, dude.
It's like they could blow each other up.
That's exactly what it was.
The Flix bus vibe is the train car full of prisoners.
Yeah.
Give me that button, I'll push it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I should have asked the fucking driver why so serious, because this guy had a stick up his ass for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So yeah, like, the last notable thing of this story is just like, so like, we made it to Philly. Like, end of the story is we made it to Philly.
Spoilers.
But not before, but not before this dude had, on the highway, like, laid on the horn for, like, a solid, like, 10 seconds because somebody was not pulling out of his way. And, like, it was just a fucking nightmare, dude. This dude was, like, he had such a stick up his ass.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, that's, like, it's such a big piece of shit story. Like, what a piece of shit move.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was just like an awful guy all around, and it was like Samantha showed me a note. It's like she was texting. We were like texting each other as we were listening to music, or like she wrote a note out on her phone and said, if I had a death note for somebody,
be this bus driver.
It'd be this bus driver.
Wow.
I would take a chip and eat it, and then I would write his name.
I mean, that's definitely a hog wild travel story, but
yeah, dude.
But holy fuck.
Yeah, the Flix bus trip.
Now, Alex earlier said, I know the bus driver and nobody should be defined by one bad day. Alex, if you're still here, do you still care to come to the defense of this bus driver? Because D really painted him in a bad light.
Yeah, Alex, give us a rundown if you're still here. If
you want my stance is the biggest pieces of shit are still the family. I hate that family. I hate them.
Paige is a fan of separating families on buses. He is a big proponent of a one-child policy.
I'm not saying put them on separate buses. They can get off at the same place. But when you're in a crowded bus, you have to understand you take what you can get.
Yeah, Paige was not a fan of this Latino family sitting together on a bus.
See, now you're adding new information. I just found out they were Latino. I didn't know that.
Paige is a big fan of separating this Latino family.
And make assumptions. I was thinking Catholic. I was thinking it was a bunch of clean-cut Catholic, Protestant white people.
Yeah, I decided to save that in there just to throw you off your game.
That does make me look worse. But here's what I'm saying: they should all get off at the same place and go to their same house and enjoy wherever they're going together. But when you're on the bus, it's bus rules. And bus rules say, sorry, you showed up way later than everyone else. You don't get to sit together. You don't have young kids. This is how it is.
I didn't know I would get such an impassioned plea from you, Paige.
But that bus driver is an asshole.
Yeah, oh my god, he was very unpleasant.
That's a real piece of shit. Oh,
yeah,
we got
real
Dick Cheney 420 in the house.
Oh shit!
Dick Cheney 420.
Hello, former vice president. See, he's grazing and blazing as well.
Do you know who that is, dude?
You're telling me it's not the vice president under the Bush administration?
Vice president.
Well, who is it? Who
Unfortunately,
the fuck is
not.
It is not the vice
Dick
president.
Cheney 420 is. I'm gonna blow his cover. It's Jason Custerer.
It's Jason Custerer.
That's right.
Holy shit! Why is he masquerading as the vice president?
That's just that's just his handle. If you want to drop the origin of the handle in, Jason, please let us know. Or if you have a hard wild story, join us on DP Sundays at 6. There's no guests so far.
If you have a hog wild story, please, we would love to pull you in for a quickie.
And the other thing I'll say is, Dee just told a pretty hog wild story. So you just joined. If you join as a guest, Dee will have to tell you that whole story again. And then we can compare and contrast to your hog wild story.
Well, I gotta say, Paige, one thing we did do over the Thanksgiving holiday that we had was we saw Planes, Trains, and Automobiles together in the theater at the Bird in Richmond.
We did. We saw that, and we also pre-gamed with, because we were talking about doing a tier list. We pre-gamed. We probably watched 45 different TV Thanksgiving specials.
We watched a lot of Thanksgiving media over the past few days.
Yeah, what are the different things in tier list? You got God, and then top, and then mid, and then what? Just bad, low tier.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have to say, S tier.
This is not Ozzy Osbourne. This is not No More Tears. There's
no more tears.
A lot of new tiers.
Well, you don't have me worried. There are going to be no tears for fears here. I have to say, my top tier. One of my top tier episodes.
Give me some top tier apps.
King of the Hill, where they're stranded in the airport.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So we watched King of the Hill. They had this episode where they're stranded in the airport, and it was very hog wild. It kind of reminded me of Dee's Flix bus story.
It was basically like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles if Steve Martin had not gotten on the plane.
That's right.
if his flight had gotten delayed a little bit earlier.
Dude, Hank is the family of 6. It's like, fuck you guys.
Hank is the family of 6.
You don't get to sit together. But Bobby's a young man. Bobby's not 17.
Bobby is a young man. And his family is extended in that one.
That's right. Yeah, I would agree. That's up there. That's King of the Hill. So top tier, King of the Hill.
I would say also in the S tier, I'm going to say the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Thanksgiving special. That one is very good. And I'm not just saying that because I live in Philly.
The gang squashes their beef. I agree. Great episode. Great app of television. Great Thanksgiving.
The gang squashes their beef. Very good. Very good episode.
Yeah.
trying to think. Controversial pick, I do have to say. I'm not gonna put it in the S tier, but I am gonna put it in the A tier because I think it's a really good episode, but it's not explicitly about Thanksgiving. Or compared to the other media we watched, it was very much less Thanksgiving. Adventure Time.
Oh my God! We struck that from the record. We determined not a Thanksgiving special, not worth talking about.
I know it's a deep cut, and I know that it is loosely Thanksgiving related.
I don't consider it
not
Thanksgiving
explicitly
content. I do not recognize it as Thanksgiving content. I think gender's fluid, but I don't think Thanksgiving is. Thanksgiving.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to take the word of somebody who was adamant about breaking up a Brown family earlier.
Oh my God! You didn't tell me they were brown. Good they could get off the bus together.
I apologize. I am baiting Paige.
This is what you liberals do.
I am baiting Paige at this point, and I should not do that. So I apologize.
It's okay. Controversy
White Catholic families should be split up. White Catholic families should be split up at any chance.
When people are angry, they listen. That's what I find. Yeah. No one's listening when you're not ruffling feathers.
You just have such a hard time as a man getting your voice heard.
It's tough. It's fucking tough.
But anyway, Thanksgiving specials. What do you have in your top page? What do you have in your S tier?
Well, I'm going to go low tier. I'm going to start from the bottom.
Okay. Just like Drake.
Just like Drake. You know, I'm going to say Beavis and Butthead for low tier.
Oh, okay. I agree with that.
Beavis and Butthead, and we only watched 2 minutes, but we thought it was going to be a straightforward cartoon. It was them overlaid the Macy's parade, just ripping on the Macy's parade, and it's like, oh my God.
It was disappointing.
I would have preferred it if it was them watching the Macy's parade on TV. But it looked
here.
It was so bad, you know what I mean? Do
yeah.
Like music videos.
Yeah, I agree. I did not enjoy it very much. I was expecting something a little more cohesive, and all we got was a fucking cheesy overlay on existing footage.
I wanted to see them going to like 7-Eleven and trying to put a dinner together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, with like 7-Eleven chicken wings or something.
Or fucking with that neighbor that they always harass.
Yeah, basically Hank Hill.
Yeah, basically Hank Hill. Hank Hill with the bucket hat.
Yeah.
The voice of Hank and the body of Bill.
Well.
Oh, the Hulk one.
Yeah.
All right.
We watched
that's low tier for sure.
Hulk episode. It was called Homecoming, and he was going home for Thanksgiving.
Homecoming, more like no.
He turned into the Hulk at Thanksgiving. It's kind of cool.
He hulked out in front of his family. He came out of the closet.
Exactly. He came out of the closet, and his family basically just like reacted the same way they would about a gay guy. It's like, okay, so you're a monster. That's what you're telling us? You're a monster? Okay, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go, Bruce. Bruce, no more Thanksgiving for you. Because they weren't all monster inclusive. That one gets low tier.
That one got close to home.
I'll tell you what was monster inclusive though was the Munsters Thanksgiving.
Dude, I forgot about the Munsters Thanksgiving.
That was not bad. I liked that one. I'll put that at mid tier though. It was good, but there were so many good ones. I feel comfortable making that a mid tier one.
I'm fine with that too. Yeah. I mean, it was a funny episode. It was mostly about groundbreaking topics like diet humor.
Yeah, it was about So Herman,
the old ball and chain.
I forgot about the premises. It's about a die-in.
Also, Herman Munster served in the military as a Frankenstein.
Yeah. So he wanted to fit into his old military outfit, and he was like, "I'm going on a 2-week diet. No, nothing can stop me from this diet." And the whole time, Grandpa's fucking with him. Grandpa's like, "You'll never make it, asshole. You'll never make it." Yeah. And then, he realizes that the final day of the diet is Thanksgiving. And
Let's
You,
just
you
say
know what to me?
hilarity ensues.
You know what to me was the most unrealistic part of that episode?
What's that?
The fact that he realized it was Thanksgiving the day of Thanksgiving, and they
Yeah,
never
right?
address it leading up to that.
Yeah. It's fucking. I almost like watching it. Forgot it was a Thanksgiving episode because they don't mention
Yeah,
it, and then they're like, "So
yeah,
Herman, you still gonna be doing the diet for Thanksgiving?" And he's like, "What?"
yeah. Yeah, it's like no wonder his wife is so fucking pissed at him for wanting to go to this reunion. Like it's the day after Thanksgiving, and he's just like, no, I'm not gonna have anything to eat. Also, he's going to a fucking military reunion the
Yeah,
day after Thanksgiving. Like,
Hank was in the
no,
military.
no wonder she's salty about this entire idea.
Yeah, she was kind of being a bitch about it though. Yeah, Herman. So yeah, the monsters. You know,
Herman? Yeah, the monsters. I would also put the I would probably also put the what is it, the Cheers? I always confuse these. Was it Cheers or Friends?
Cheers. You should never confuse Cheers and Friends. Cheers, amazing. Friends, mid. It's mid.
Well, I'll never call Cheers mid, but I will call this Thanksgiving episode mid because out of the ones we saw, it wasn't the best one it wasn't the best one in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
I give it a solid like B or C. Like,
Not a Cheers.
yeah. Like I don't know. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't
Throw it
fun.
mid.
Another one that I might throw in that.
We could throw it mid.
Another one I might put in that card would be the second King of Queens Thanksgiving we watched, not the one in the supermarket. I put
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first King of Queens, the supermarket Thanksgiving. That's top tier. That's
that was a good one.
It was
that
great.
was gold.
It was gold. That's right.
Yeah, it's gold. Second one though, where they're at home, Carrie's trying to cook a dinner, and then there's the stranger, who ends up fleecing them out of all of their food
Yeah.
after they've spent
that
the
one
whole
was
time
okay.
debating his intentions. That was all right.
It's mid.
It's mid.
Yeah.
It's on the higher end of mid because Lou Ferrigno plays himself.
Yeah, but I think that happens throughout the series. Like they just know Lou Ferrigno, which is awesome. It's crazy. We watched 2 specials that had Lou Ferrigno in it.
Yeah, dude. It's like, which would you say you liked him in better, The Incredible Hulk or King of Queens?
Wow, you love seeing him as the Hulk.
You love seeing him as the Hulk.
It's always
That's true.
exciting to see Lou painted green.
It's always nice to see Lou hulking out for us.
Oh yeah, he's hulked up.
All right, Paige.
The other one
Peace and Resistance.
I would put top tier is regular show. I like the regular show one a lot.
The regular show, and I forgot about that one. I was just about to ask.
Yeah.
Regular show, top tier.
What else? We had South Park and Simpsons. What do you fall on those?
Oh, South Park and Simpsons. The Simpsons one I did really enjoy, I have to say.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's classic.
I'd say I wouldn't give it S, but I would give it A. Like it wasn't my
I think we have
absolute favorite.
different like lists going on.
That's what I've been doing. I've been doing S, the standard S, A, B, C, D, and then F.
I've just been saying
Shit.
top, mid, and low. Yeah, shit. Shit, exactly.
You've been grading on a much more generous scale than I have.
It's hog sweat, hog spit, and hog shit. Hog sweat
Hell yeah,
is top
dude.
tier, yeah.
Hog sweat's top tier because it gets you loose and it makes you feel good.
That's right. That is right.
Hog spit, it's kind of gross, but you can't complain because a hog is a beautiful animal. And would that we were so carefree.
DP
And hog
is brought to
shit,
you
well,
by
that's just
pig sweat.
Pig sweat. DP. Not sponsored, but we should be by Pig Sweat Poppers. Pig Sweat Poppers.
There's nothing better.
It'll get your ass ready for rootin'.
Get your ass ready for rooting. Yeah, that's right. It is right. Oh yeah,
That
so we talk about all those specials. that was all the pregame too. You're right. We saw planes, trains, and automobiles, and at the Bird. So it was a packed house. What'd you think? Tell me all about it.
Honestly, all of the jokes that I thought would popped very hard, except the Jamaica voice. That did not pop at all.
Yeah. John Candy did Jamaica voice, and it bombed really hard. No one liked it. Tia and I snickered a little bit, and no one in the Bird laughed.
Yeah.
And it was a good crowd. It was nice to see it with an audience, because every like little subtle John Candy nuance and Steve Martin nuance, every little eye movement would get a nice little chuckle. Big laughs for the big laughs, of course. But
yeah.
they didn't like John Candy's Jamaica voice.
Yeah, but overall, I really enjoyed watching it in theaters, because I've seen that movie like about 3 or 4 times now. Yeah. And like I'll still laugh at the stuff. Like, it's gotten funnier to me over the years, just like picking up on more of the very weird dynamics that John Candy's character and Steve Martin's character have between each other. Yeah. Just like the fucking bizarre situation they find each other in, and just how like even the corny jokes aren't as corny as they are just like weird. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a great comedy, but like on top of that, I make a point to watch it because it's like the only Thanksgiving movie. It's so weird how there's like no other Thanksgiving movies. There's a lot of TV specials, but what other Thanksgiving movie can you tell me to watch?
Honestly, it's the first one that comes to mind. They've cornered the market.
That's it. It's the planes, trains.
But yeah, like saw it in theaters, and like I've never seen it with that many people before, and it made me feel kind of nostalgic for like going to the theaters and seeing something with a bunch of other people. And,
yeah, I know. There's nothing
you get to
really
hear
like
that reaction. Yeah, and like getting to laugh along to jokes that you've like maybe chuckled at in your apartment, or like you've laughed at like with a few friends or something like that. Just hearing other people do that, enjoying the same thing that you've enjoyed. Like, I didn't know anybody in that theater besides you three, that I know of. But while I was there, I had the time of my life.
That's sinister. I like it.
Well, you never know. There's always a familiar face, even if you aren't looking for one.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, it ruled. It was great. It was a perfect Thanksgiving. And we somehow, I'm still working on this mountain of dishes, but we somehow pulled off a Thanksgiving dinner as well.
We did.
We keep doing it. No one can stop us.
This has gone from an event to a tradition. We've done it twice now, and we'll probably do it again next year.
Oh, yeah. I will never spend another Thanksgiving away from DP. And really what we wanted to do here. Did you cut out? What happened?
I'm back. I heard you freezing, so I held my breath.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying the reason we wanted to do this is because we wanted to make a Thanksgiving special of our own. This is one that people can go back to for years to come, just like the fucking regular show Thanksgiving special.
And I mean, we get what you may be thinking. D, Paige, nobody needs the Thanksgiving special. But hey, sometimes you do.
Everyone needs it, actually. This is your booster shot. Moderna's trying to push the new booster. They're like, oh, there's a new variant. You should be worried about it. This is all you need.
Sometimes you have no fucking idea what you need. Sometimes you need somebody to tell you what you need.
Sometimes you need
Am I right?
To tell you exactly what you need, because we know and we have your best interests in mind.
DP is authoritative in its information. We are the sole voice of truth and fact.
That's right. That's right. Stop listening to Fauci is what we're saying. DP has all the info you need.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, more like no slogan. Get the fuck off of there, because DP will change your life, and not always for the better.
Not always for the better. Yeah, we guarantee we'll change your life. That's not necessarily good for you.
Hey, God is merciful, but he's also a jealous God.
Yeah, come worship at the altar of DP.
Butterfly House asks in the chat, may I be tootin'? Butterfly House, you sure can.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I believe that's Noah's Bride. I might be wrong.
Ah,
It's tough with a screen name sometimes, but I think I'm right.
I see. Bride of Noah.
You know what I'm saying? A
The-
screen name.
yeah, the Elvira to his Frankenstein's monster.
Elvira and Frankenstein, were they a thing? I think Frankenstein's bride was Bride of Frankenstein.
I think I'm showing just how little I know about Universal Monsters.
Well, Elvira's not even a universal monster. She's like a host. She's like a movie host.
Well, see, that's what I mean. I
like
didn't even know she
Svengoolie?
wasn't a Universal Monster.
She's like Svengoolie with big fat titties.
More like
You know,
Sven Googly, because that's how my eyes get when I see those big bazongas. When I see that fat Baps just sticking out in that monster outfit.
Do you know who Svengoolie is?
Yeah, I know who Sven Googly is.
Yeah,
Goofy guy, public access.
he's awesome. I love Svengoolie.
Do you think Sven Googly has ever motorboated Elvira?
We can only hope. Maybe one day we can get one of them on here to talk about it.
Dude, Sven Googly would be like the Halloween Ron Jeremy.
Svengoolie has a lot of clout. I think you're underestimating the amount of clout Svengoolie has.
I'm rushing where angels fear to tread.
Anything Svengoolie wants, Svengoolie can get. Let's just put it that way.
Sven Googly, I apologize. I did not mean to step on your toes. Please do not come by and motorboat me. I would not appreciate that, and I will say my penance and get DP back in your good graces.
We're trying to turn Me TV into DP TV, Svengoolie. Please respond to my emails. I'd love to introduce movies with you.
DPTV, we want to hear how hog wild you've gone on the set of Sven Googly, named after your aforementioned character on MeTV. Sven Googly, please get on DP and do a hog wild story.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on. We'd love to be on your show. So just think about that.
We'd love to do a little crossover.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be cool?
All right, I think we're over an hour. Do you want to plug shit?
Yeah, let's plug shit. I'll let you get back to your pigs in a blanket.
I'm feeling like it's Thanksgiving again because I'm feeling lethargic. I feel like I got turkey. I think these were turkey dogs or something. Because it's getting to me. Fatigue. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Between my talking about my trip and your tryptophan, we are both very exhausted.
That story was such a trip. I feel like I got jet lag now.
Yeah, and that was only the automobile. We didn't even go into planes or trains.
That's true. We went into the film, but not the literal modes of device.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing we had was plans, 2 trans, and an automobile. So.
Yeah. That's right.
All right. Well, let's plug it in. Let's
plug all the holes before we go.
Let's plug.
That's what DP is all about.
It's all about plugging holes. On my end, all I got is Lisa. We'll have some shows coming up in January and in April. April's far away, but we do have stuff in January. We are also recording in a couple weeks, so we should have an EP out, if not by the end of the year. We'll have it out early next year, 2022. Follow us on Instagram at Lisa the Band. And also, on a DP front, you can check out a little crossover we did over the Thanksgiving holiday with Mac Romanofsky, DP, and Samantha. We're on an episode of Don't Tell My Roommate. You can check it out on Spotify and anywhere else podcasts are snolled.
That's right, yeah. I'm on it pretty much every week. But it was a DP crossover. It was D and P. And Samantha, the producer.
Yeah. D double P.
That's right. Yeah.
Damn. What you got the plug page?
I don't know. I got fucking I'm hosting the Strange Ways mic this Friday or this Thursday, December 2nd. That's in Richmond. Then Electric Palm on the 3rd. next day. That's in Woodbridge. And then the next Busky is on the 17th, which we've mentioned here. So Busky, you never want to miss it, on the 17th this month because of Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve and all that bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah, all that other bullshit. The only thing that matters is
Fuck it.
comedy. Come to all the comedy shows.
Comedy.
Listen to DP Sundays at 6.
DP Sundays at 6.
Yeah, that's right.
Hail Satan, hail freedom.
Hail Satan, hail freedom. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.